Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex Funk. Right now, we are on the way to visit a top 1% Airbnb to complete a challenge I'm doing on Instagram right now. So follow me at Unlock with Alex. In this video, I'm going to break down all of the things I wish somebody taught me when I was 20 to 24. And this isn't coming from a place of ego, or this is me teaching a handful of rules that I wish someone taught me. And in the meantime, I'm also going to give you guys a nice little tour behind the scenes of this amazing potential Airbnb opportunity that we have, 2 properties on 1 piece of land. Stay tuned. Here we go. If you're 20 to 24 years old, the frameworks that I'm about to give you are going to save you so much time and put you 99% ahead of your peers if you just follow them the way I did or the way I wish I did. So strap in, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Unlock with Alex if you want shorter, bite-sized versions of this exact same content. All right, rule number 1, stop quitting, start building frustration tolerance. Because quitting anything will keep you poor. I promise you, sales rep that's kind of crushing it, but no, you can be doing better. You don't need a new vehicle. You either need new skills, upgraded versions of them, or you need new mindsets. A lot of times it starts up here. Especially in the sales world, there is a grass is greener mentality that I run into all the time. And a lot of times it's just not true. Whether it's your sales job or your first Airbnb that's not making as much money as you wish it did, I promise you there's more to be milked from your cash cow. It just involves you believing it and investing into the skill set to continue to reap the rewards that you have the opportunity to. And here's a real story of how that applies to me and how I had to practice what I preach with this. When we got absolutely screwed on our lake house Airbnb this year, and when I say absolutely screwed, trust me, I'm a huge fan of extreme ownership and not playing the victim card, but we had invested so much money, a good chunk of it not even our money. We had $100,000 of bookings coming. We didn't accept anybody under the age of 25. We took no risks with who we accepted as a guest at that house. I let my sales guy stay there. He's 21 and he threw a 300-person Project X Rager on a Monday night, and he completely screwed us over. And there is and was and continues to be a lot of financial repercussions of just coming back from that. And I could have took that loss and I could have shifted to drop shipping. I could have shifted to buying businesses. I could have shifted completely out of the Airbnb game. I could have felt like a fraud and stopped teaching people how to get into Airbnb. But instead I doubled down. Instead, we are right now, I'm on my way, literally driving right now to a potential top 1% Airbnb to check it out, because I'm taking everything I've learned from the failures and the setbacks and I'm plugging it into what's next. That's for you to learn from that. It's, hey, even when things don't go your way, don't start over at level 1 over and over and over again. Start over at level 5. And if you want to get to level 10 and you keep messing up, start over at level 3, start over at level 2. Just don't keep starting over at level 1. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make. It makes me sick. Continue to learn lessons and double down on those skills over and over and over. That is how you develop mastery. All of these guys I see transitioning businesses and companies and sales roles over and over, you're probably not going to get ahead. You're probably not going to be in a spot where you can start investing for cash flow and freedom investing until you actually commit to one thing and get really, really good at it first. So that's rule number 1. No more shiny objects. Track your weekly inputs. Be serious about it. And treat your main thing like it's your main thing. Like you are working a 9 to 5. You show up every single day. You put in the work to become a master. Even right now for me with YouTube and content, I follow Mr. Beast's rule of thumb. He says 10,000 hours is complete bullshit. It's probably 100,000 hours. And even then, he still says he wouldn't consider himself a master because the game is always changing and it's evolving. And this is why it's so hard to teach business in college. It's because the principles stay the same, but the game is evolving, and so are you, and so is your role. And so you need to continue to be a master at your main thing. So keep the main thing, especially if you're young, especially if you're 21 years old, 22, 23, 24 watching this. Something that I did and I feel really proud of, but at the same time, I could have done at a whole nother level. All right, rule number 2, stop seeking approval and start acting on conviction. I believe in gut instincts. Okay? When you are constantly waiting for approval, whether it's from a mentor, whether it's from your parents, whether it's from other people around you, approval creates confusion. Action creates clarity. If you trust something and you believe something, you have to continue to just move those balls forward and face the repercussions of it. Sometimes you'll be right, sometimes you'll be wrong, but especially for the men watching this, you cannot go against your own judgment, even go find out. Life is too short, and your parents lived a different life than you lived. Your friends have completely different goals than you probably have. Your roommate, totally different person. Random people on the internet, you cannot keep listening to. You cannot keep taking advice from people who you don't want their situation. And that's why for me, even some of my most trusted mentors, I take everything in with a filter. And I've learned this the hard way, blindly following advice from some people. And here's what I'll tell you, if you're in the sales world, your mentors and managers are great people. They are. And especially, the company I came from, amazing company. I still want to be involved with them. I don't want to be black sheeped by them at all. I love the world that I came from in sales. Now, at the same time, a lot of the mentors and managers I had, that was their only sales job. That is the job that they've done for 20 years and developed mastery in and got promoted in. And so even advice from people in that world, I have to, and you have to understand and hear it with a filter. And that filter is, this person is teaching me from their life experiences, and their experiences have gotten them to the point that they're at. And that's where you really have to ask yourself, do I want every piece of their life? Yes or no? I'll give you this one little piece of advice. I would say, if everyone approves of your plan, it's probably too safe of a plan. You probably shouldn't do it. A key exercise that I did 2.5 years ago that really started to shape the pivot that I made from my sales role full-time to the real estate world to now building out my dream mastermind of young people who want to build wealth and build freedom and live their dream lives. The pivot that I had to make was I listed out my top 3 mentors. And obviously I'm not going to name them, but they were the 3 people I look up to the most in the world. The 3 people that I basically look up to the most in the business world and entrepreneurship space, the people that had a lot of impact on me. And I listed out all of the things about their lives that I thought were pros and cons. I almost would say, I would take their lives in a heartbeat. But by doing that exercise, I found out, this person, I really want all of these things that they have. I wouldn't want this. This mentor, I really want this. I wouldn't want this. And I did that with the 3 people I kind of look up to the most, or have had success that I want. And it was really eye-opening for me of okay, what are all the things that I wrote down that I do want? What are all the things I wrote down that I don't want? And then I was able to start making longer term goals that fit those plans. And that was for me when I started to really realize you know what? I love the game of sales. I love the building as a sales manager, and that's very fun. But for me, it's more of a playground. I would be really excited to build something from scratch. And that's just for me. That's where my passion lies. Some people are 0 to 1 entrepreneurs. Some people are 1 to 10. And I constantly find myself thinking of new ideas because I'm a 0 to 1. I love the build. I love the process. I don't love the coaching as much as I really love the community. And so that's why I don't do one-on-one coaching. You can't pay me for calls, but you can pay to join our mastermind and be a part of our community because that's where I have a lot of passion. So rule number 3, stop investing your money before you can earn at a high level. I just had a call last night with a new member of our mastermind, and we were building out his vision, and we were really talking, and he was starting to say, I don't think I would want to be in that territory because the real estate market is this and that. And I said, hey, what you need to do is you actually need to stop making goals, your business goals, based on real estate, and you need to start making real estate goals based on your business. And the priority has to shift because no real estate deal will make you more money than your business will make you money if you're really fucking good at that business. And there's no passive income number that makes it worth it to not be fully taking advantage of your main earning opportunity. I don't even know what your sales job is, but I can pretty much guarantee you that is true. So before you're putting money into Robinhood, before you put money into crypto, before you put money into real estate, I myself did this, and I will say I'm very happy I did this. I wouldn't change a thing. I invested in myself, and I continue to invest money into myself, into my skills, into my communities, into my circle of influence, into mentors that have done things that I want to do. And I was always against the grain for this. The first mastermind I joined, I was 20 years old. It was $10,000 a year, paid for it. Every retreat I went to, $2,000 each, paid for them all. I've been to 11 retreats like that. I've been to Tony Robbins. Last year, I hit up a manager in our business who started to really do things different. I reached out, I said, how much can I pay you for 6 months of coaching? He said 18 one-on-one calls, it would be $18,000. Set up a payment plan, did it. And I did it because I am always trying to invest into skills that I don't have. But more than that, I want to invest into network, because network and community is what opens doors. That is why you pay for college. You could say whatever you want about college is a scam and whatever, but I've been on both sides of the fence, and ultimately I land now on I want my kids to go to college, because I know if they go to college, they are going to get network, they're going to get community, and they're going to pay for it, but at least they get it then, because I don't know if they're going to intentionally network via social media. I don't know if they're going to join masterminds. I hope they will. I'll support them fully in that. But I've had so many people ask me about, hey Alex, what about wholesaling? What about flipping? What about the BRRRR method? How fast can I get my first Airbnb? And until you're consistently making $10,000 a month, I wouldn't even think about any of that shit. Save up a pile of liquidity and then get into circles where they are talking about what to do with it. And that's also why I built a mastermind. I built it because I didn't have it. And this whole video, you might be like, oh, so he made this to sell his Absolutely not. I made this because I wish somebody told me this and would have said, hey, that group you're paying 10 grand for, get another one, but one level higher. Keep getting around people that are levels higher than you are. And that's why just recently in August, I invested in a group that is $3,200 a month over the course of 18 months. So if you add that up, that's about a $70,000 investment I made into myself. And so again, practice what I'm preaching. Could I have gotten an Airbnb or two? Yes, but I'd rather invest into the skills and continue to level up who I am so I can create more, so I can deserve more, and so I can continue expanding into more. All right, last couple. Rule number 4. Stop taking money advice from people without money. My favorite quote, your circle is your ceiling. I say it all the time. I just was talking about it. If your finance friend or your mentor or your financial planner can't show you a P&L from a similar business to yours and show you how they're educated in that space or how they have done things that you'd be excited to do and show you proof of it, then I wouldn't listen to them. Same to be said about me. If you're like, yeah, well, you haven't made income or profit percentage that I'd be excited about, don't listen to me. Turn off the video. Same goes for, with all love, your parents, goes for your mentor. For sure goes for your managers. My challenge for you is to start reading more money books. And when you do that, your life will start to change in abundant ways. First book I would read, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Second book I would read, Psychology of Money. The third book I'd read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you read those 3 books in order, hit me up, tell me, and I'll send you some other suggestions. But the reality is if you not only read them, but study those books, you will completely start to transform the way you think about money and operate around money. And as a result, you will probably start to get rich, as long as you take action and, don't just be a lame duck and all that stuff. Final one, rule number 5, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with someone that would get value from it as well. But seriously, I'm bringing right now a video every single week on this YouTube for you. I'm posting every single day on @UnlockWithAlex on Instagram, and this is truly my passion. If you want to be around more people, 20 to young 30s that are building wealth, accelerating, getting real estate deals, investing into Airbnbs, having cash flow, having abundant dream life conversations, then hit me up on Instagram. Send me the word freedom. Those are conversations I love to have. I've talked to 123 people this year about our mastermind, and we've accepted 31. So you're not opting into a sales call. Nobody's going to hard close you. I'm going to be the one that's going to grab a call with you. And on that call, I'm going to be really excited to dive into your situation and figure out, can we save you $10,000 a year on taxes? Can we raise your profitability by 5 to 10% and keep another $10K in your pocket? And can we start to deploy your dollars into cash flow investments that make money while you sleep, so you can show up and perform better in your sales job on a day-to-day basis and do it abundantly without worrying about money. Crush the foundations first, start to rewire your brain, have expansion energy, and reach out to people when you need help. Now, all of that being said, let's check out this top 1% Airbnb opportunity. Long private driveway. There are other houses, but it's isolated. This is property number 2 on the same property. No, house number 2 on property number 1. Did I say that?
Casual, yeah.
Next DLA retreat, this is the staff house. Well, probably locking that one in, but subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see how I got to 8 doors by 24 years old, watch this video. If you want to watch another video that YouTube thinks that you should, watch this one right here. We'll see you next time.